Welcome back to Game Night tonight for another unboxing of this, which I am super excited about, Spirit Islands expansion, Jagged Earth. So the cool thing about this is we're going to be adding up to 2 new players. It's originally a 4-player game as the base set, but with this particular expansion, you are going to be adding 2 new potential players. Super excited about that. This is a longer game. It's saying about 90 to 180 minutes, 14 age plus. So there's a lot happening in the game, as you can tell with this massive rule book of how to play the game. So it looks like it's going to be kind of a basic review over everything, as well as different terms, things you're going to run into, but 36 pages basically of rules and explanations, everything like that. It did take a while to learn this game, but it is extremely fun. So here you go, you got your 2 new islands that you can actually add into the rest. They're going to be adding 2 more spirits to the overall island. So if you're playing with 6 people, oh boy, you're in for a treat. Got up to 6 players. It's awesome. All right, so we're gonna have all these various different tokens that are gonna run into here, different elements that you're gonna find on all the cards. Maybe this helps you track what you have already, what you've gained, those kind of things. But then you got your power tokens, that kind of stuff to be able to get the minor and major powers that you need. So we're gonna set that one aside. You can have more tokens, because I know that with the Branch and Claw expansion, you're gonna be seeing these guys a little bit more within the events, within the different characters, everything like that. So a lot of new different tokens going on here. And then we've got more tokens between fear tokens, and then we saw these other 2 tokens in the Branch and Claw expansion as well. But some of these are going to be new, some of these are going to be familiar, but not anything that we can't handle. It gives you a lot more cities that the explorers are going to create, some more towns. We're going to have some more explorers. And then you've got the Blight tokens here. So all of these are plastic figurines and everything that go on the board. The only thing that is wooden are the Dahan. These are the natives in the island that help to fend off the explorers as they come. And then we've got these power tokens, which these are what you need to create influence on the island. So you have the 2 different new players here, the orange and the green. But as you use their influence, it helps you to become stronger, to help fend off all of the different explorers as they come. So I'm going to take out these 2, set those aside. Of course, organization is key, so they give us some extra bags here to help with that organization. Let's go through these first. Oh man, whole huge stack. So we're getting a bunch of new characters here. So we got the Fractured Days, Split the Sky. So this is the play side. It tells you about the innate powers, the special rules for how he works, and how he fends off all the explorers and everything. And then on the back side, you have his history, basically, his backstory, and then how he plays, his main style, his setup. He's really got a lot of utility. Not a ton of offense or control or fear, but his defense is decent, but he's definitely a utility player. So having him on your team would be beneficial. So moving on to Grinning Tricksters Stir Up Trouble. So again, his innate powers, the special rules. So this is the player side of how you do everything. His backstory, his play style, he's pretty average here across the board. It's kind of good to be average sometimes, because then you have powers in all sorts of different things. You're not just relying on one other player to help you fend them off. All right, then we got the Lure of the Deep Wilderness. It's a fun little, like, the artwork is always really fun on these. I really enjoy this game, honestly. Like, I cannot tell you, first time I ever played this game, I dreamed about it. Like, I've never had a game where I've played it only once and then just started having dreams about the game, but this was one of them. I really, really enjoy it. So then we have Many Minds Move as One. So it looks like a whole bunch of birds. So this is going to be like straight out of Alfred Hitchcock. Looks like you got a face even. I mean, you got the, dang. Clever. I see what they're doing there. But there you go. You're always going to have the backstory on one side and the player mat on the other side, so you know exactly what's going on as you're playing with your innate powers, special rules, etc. We have Shifting Memory of Ages. So there's him, and there's his backstory there. Again, like, I'm moving through these fairly quickly, but anytime you can stop the video so that you can actually see what is going on, what powers he brings, how he can add to the overall game This guy's the Shroud of Silent Mist. So we got the smoke spirit there. Looks like the spirit of Christmas future, almost. It's not the past. All right, Starlight seeks its form. Wow, there's a lot happening here that I've not seen before. So, you know, growth, you pick 3 of those things. So this guy seems like his growth is pretty extensive. But man, I don't even know how this all works. You got his innate powers here on the side. Kind of a different setup on this whole board. But then his backstory and his play style. His complexity is pretty high. That makes sense. Because just looking at the front side, man, there's a lot going on there. But each of these will tell you kind of like whether or not it's going to be an easy one to learn, whether it's going to be hard. This guy seems to be getting a lot of these elements since he is the Stone's Unyielding Defiance. He's going to be getting a lot of earth elements to help you in getting different powers, major and minor, to excel at in his defense and offense. So there's that guy. Then you got the Vengeance as a Burning Plague. So you got the Fire Lizard here. Different attack powers. Every character is different and unique in how they go. This guy's offense is awesome. It looks like not very utility-wise. Defense is okay, but yeah, he incites a little bit of fear. I mean, check out those fangs. Check them out. All right, and then last but not least, the Volcano Looming High. You got this guy right here. Again, artwork. It's fun, it's exciting, it's new. Man, whoever put all the thought into this game, whew, there's so much happening, but I love it. It is so good. All right, let's see if I can't get in there. Perfect. All right, moving on to these cards. These are gonna be scenario cards, because in the base game you can play with or without these, depending on if it's your first time, if you're gonna be playing multiple times with different friends, everything. You might wanna throw in a scenario, make it a little more challenging, make it a different kind of game, but it looks like we've got 3 different scenarios here. You got the Great River. I'll just kind of show these. The Great River, there it is. And then on the back, it's going to kind of explain what is happening to make it easier. But you're always going to have a scenario, and then what's going to happen, the elemental invocation. You got those, the different rules, benefits of the elements. Yeah, just a lot that can happen. This game switches up so much based on like what scenario you're using. Are you using a blighted island? Are you using the different, oh, didn't even show that side. Different scenarios and everything. So there's a lot to choose from. There's a lot in this game. So man, based on what you want to do and how hard or difficult you want the overall game to be, you can choose what you want. But in these decks of cards, we're going to take a quick look at these guys. You're going to have the different major and minor power cards. I'm not really going to go through a ton of them, but here on the back, these are the starter cards for each of the different characters. So it's going to be indicated by the artwork on the back of the cards. So his starter cards, his starter power cards and everything. This character's starter power cards. Then you got this guy's. Obviously, you're going to have the same artwork just for the starter cards, because as you get stronger and get minor and major powers, you're going to have different ones, but that just say minor or major on the back. But each character has their specific starter cards, which help them to utilize the powers that they have already. So there you have it, all the different character cards with their starter cards, obviously based on the artwork that is there on the back. We're going to go through all of those. And then you're going to have the different events and everything. So it looks like there's 6 cards now because there are 6 players. It explains everything, all the tokens, what you're going to be seeing in all the expansions and everything like that. So the things that are going to be happening there. Then you're going to run into all your minor powers. These look like the minor powers. The major powers are going to probably be in this deck. Tons of different minor powers, adding to the variety of the game. Because the more that you can get a variety of the red and blue cards, so your fast acting and your slow acting powers, it can help to amplify what your spirit can do, the influence that it can have. But again, looking out for all the elements on the side here of the cards will also help enable your spirit to become more powerful. But tons of different options now. There was a pretty good handful of minor and major abilities before, but now we are easily doubling, almost tripling what we had before. Based on what we got now. But tons of minor powers there. Oh my gosh. These are just the minor powers that we're adding into the game. Now we have to move on into the major powers. So there you go, you got all the starter cards and everything like that for the the different characters, the different spirits that we're going to be having in this game. So that's that deck, and then moving on into this deck here. Oh my gosh, where is it? Let's grab that. Okay. All right. Breaking into this. Sometimes these guys have an easy tab and sometimes they don't, so it's always exciting. All right. So these look like, what are they? Aspect, flicker of flame, shadows, flicker, so different aspects. So each of these cards, wow, interesting. So I'm gonna get down to about what, right there. So it looks like there's a different aspect for the different spirits from the base game. So you got a handful of things there. I'm not entirely sure what it does. So you're replacing special rules and stuff. So going up in complexity, kind of down in complexity. So it looks like you can add different powers, different innate powers that go along with those different characters. I don't know if that comes into play as you do different events or anything like that, but those are those guys. Of course, we're going to finish out our minor powers here and then get into some major powers. Tons of major powers. Holy cow. So that is going to be a lot of fun. So keep in mind, when you lose a major power, you have to get rid of a card. Another power, whether it's a major or a minor power, you have to choose to forget one. But it makes you only stronger the more that you do that. So that's something to look out for, but at the same time, holy cow, lots of different options, things that you're going to be doing. Brings in all the different tokens that come with this expansion to make you stronger, to make you more effective as a spirit in protecting your island and the Dahan from the invading explorers here. So those are all your little powers there. We got some more fear cards, which is nice because the more fear that you can invoke into the explorers, the more, well, the easier it will be to get them out, to remove the different explorer tokens or towns, cities, etc., based on what level of fear you're at in the game. But the higher the fear, the easier it is to actually win because it takes out guys like crazy. But there you got all those different fear cards, and then moving on to the event cards, which are new into the expansions. So tons of events that are going to be happening all through here. So different things that are going to make the powers of your spirits stronger. It might make the different towns and cities and explorers be more difficult, might make them congregate on different areas. There's just a lot that's going to be happening, but all these different events are going to make it a little bit more challenging. There you got all the different event cards that are going to just help you throughout the whole entire game. So kind of cool different facets to the game there. And then last but not least, in this pack, you got the different healthy island and then the blighted island. Still healthy island. Oh, and the healthy island side. That's interesting. Yeah, so usually you have the healthy island side and then the blighted island, but it looks like we have two new still healthy islands, which will help in the game. Just kind of depends on which blighted island, healthy island card you use. So that'll add a different facet to the game. Kind of cool. I like it. All right, and then we've got these little cards, which it looks like it's going to add a little bit more to the Explorer or the Invaders deck. We'll find out if we can get this open. All right, here we go. So there we go. Okay, so we've got these different Invaders deck. So some invaders are hard to destroy. See adversary and scenarios, details. So it looks like it's going to make some of the invaders more challenging to destroy and to beat, as well as it looks like it's going to add more sacred sites or different influence to your island. So these are going to be the basic like scenario cards. They might go hand in hand with the scenario cards, but making the overall game a little bit easier, a little bit tougher. This game's already pretty tough as it is, but when you use these, oh man, it's gonna make it even more fun, a lot more to the game. So there you go, a little deck there of different things that are gonna help you or hinder you in the game. So I'm gonna put those back in there. Then again, we got all of our powers, everything that's gonna be happening in the game, events, different blighted cards, the blight cards and the healthy island cards and everything like that. You got the scenarios there, all the new characters. There are so many new spirits here. So it looks like we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 brand new spirits to be adding into the game. Already the original game had quite a few, a good handful, and now we've easily doubled that with these new cards. the new characters, the new spirits here. So we got that. You got more tokens of the different cities, towns, and blight tokens, as well as the explorers. And then these more tokens for the actual power tokens and everything. New tokens that we haven't seen in the base game. These guys right over here, going to be brought in by the new spirits that we have. Got the new boards. Again, super excited about the 6-player edition. Then you got some organizational bags. Our instruction, oh my gosh, novel that we have. 30 some odd pages, 36 pages of stuff to read about and see so that you can best understand how this whole entire game and the expansion work together. But all that in this new expansion of Spirit Island, Jagged Earth. I love this game in general, so I'm really excited to add this into the base game, make it a lot more exciting, a lot more diverse, a lot more things happening to try and fend off those explorers and everything. So, man, if you got a lot of time on your hands, 90 to 180 minutes, 6 players now, so excited, but that game is awesome. So I've been looking forward to picking this up. I'm glad I did, and I look forward to doing the playthrough on that. But go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below so that you'll catch any new videos that are coming out, the new unboxings, new gameplay through, what have you. But we will catch you on game night tonight later. We look forward to seeing you and look forward to playing more games, unboxing, revealing new different things and fun things throughout. So thanks for joining us this time on game night tonight.